Helmets. I'm rubbing my helmet. Are they the hardest thing to wrap? They're not easy, and you definitely can't do them in one piece, but we're going to show you how to wrap a helmet. This is actually my brother's, and it's got to go orange. He's a powerboat racer. Turn down for what? So, yeah, let's get into it. We're back another week, and I know you're expecting the RS6 video, but I only finished it last night and the video is not edited. So we're going to push it back a week. We don't want to rush it because that's quite a big reveal for us. This week, enjoy looking at my helmet, and we will also be revealing the winner of the PPF competition later on in the video. So yeah, let's get into it. Right, so first we have to degrease it. We've got to clean it. The material gets stretched significantly when doing these, so got to make sure it's 100% clean. I'm going to do this one in 3 or 4 bits. Hey, what's up? We are back. Had a customer come in with a Porsche for a PPF. Right, so we've got to degrease. We've got to clean, because there's so much stretch and stuff that goes into these helmets and the material.
What I'm intrigued to see is how you're going to keep it still while you're trying to stretch material over it.
Oh, easy, look, watch.
Oh.
And then you pull down on there, do it that way, and then when you do the top.
All right.
Something like that. It might not be that easy, but. Okay, so we need to put, I did one of these last week as well, because there's 2 of them, obviously, 2 people in a boat. And we need to put an inlay down in this little section here because the material didn't want to go there and there. So I'm going to put a little bit in here. Then we're going to do this bit up to this line. And then we're going to do the next bit up to this line. And we're going to bring it up a little bit higher so that the top doesn't have that much stretch in it. Okay? And we're going to stretch the material basically round it each time, and then the top will go on. That's how we're going to do it.
And using a lot of knifeless tape, I have a feeling.
Lots of knifeless tape, and it's also going to be wrapped orange because that's what power boats have to have, orange, so that they can see you floating in the sea if and when that ever happens, which it actually does happen quite often. So orange it is, which means, as we've said before, you can't put that much stretch into it, which is fantastic for doing helmets. Where's my bit? So we're going to cut a nice little strip, perfectly straight to start with. Look at that, who's cut that? That must have been me before. And then this is literally, this little strip's just going to go at the bottom, and if we cut it with an edge, we don't have to use knifeless. That's the plan anyway. I reckon we'll cut an extra long bit just in case. Right. 1 little strip to start with, okay? And then this is going to go around here. I'm also going to put some primer in there because it's such a angle, and it's got like a tiny little recess in there. A little bit of primer will do the job. And a lot of people think, why don't you just buy an orange helmet? £500 for an orange one, £100 for a white one. That's a big difference, isn't it?
You're only charging 600 quid to wrap it, isn't it? So.
It's my brother's, so he's probably not going to pay for it, is he?
Oh.
Family discounts and all that. Got told I can't take the sticker off because scrutineering need to take the serial number or something. Yes, I just heated primer up to speed up the process. I don't know if I was supposed to do that or not. You can let me know in the comments if you weren't very happy with that. This is never going to go to plan. So something I did figure out is if you fold it in half like that, and then pull it really tight, it will go in where you need it to. like so. Tired. I was here wrapping my RS6 again late last night. Who ever said do your own car? It was a bad idea. Powerboat racing this week. It's his first race. Do you think it's going to sink or float? There's a video on it. You can go and see it. I don't know how we share a video. Over here somewhere, Ryan's going to put a link to their powerboat video. So if you're into boats, you can take a look at it. Can you do that?
Yep.
Oh, there you go then, see? Right. So now that is there, we need to squeegee. Oh man, that's going to have to come back up. Missed a bit. See, it doesn't always go to plan. Not the easiest things to wrap. You get that in there. Bit of heat, squeegee that right down in there, like that. Definitely needed primer, definitely. And then we're going to have to post heat until the helmet melts, pretty much. This is one of those jobs that I should have done 8 weeks ago, apparently. He came in yesterday and was like, is my helmet done yet? I need it for the weekend. No, it was still on the side. Right, so now we just need to trim that bit there. Okay, you can knifeless that. Is that even? Not quite. Seems to work better wedged on the side. Oh, that's the same. Okay, that's fine. We can get away with that. Feed that in there. Let's trim that off there. Right. Piece number 1 done. Piece number 2 coming up. So we now need to, basically what you want to do if you're trying to wrap your own helmet is like, you need to basically follow the lines that you have available. So this one, we're just following the helmet molding lines. So can't see it. Where does it go down to? Right, we'll snap that off in there. Fold that under there. Okay. So now we're going to wrap this bit. Much like a bumper, we need to stretch the material around that way so that it naturally wants to clamp onto the helmet. So we put knifeless on there. Right, what I'm going to do is I'll do that. I'll trim that bit by hand and then we can get that in there. Lots of knifeless tape. We need about that much. About that much. And we need it a bit longer than what we did with that. Oh no, because we cut some off. I reckon the same sort of length then. Right, so I think what I did on the last one is I think I used this. Right, so get that even. So fold it in half, pinch it. Now we know that's the middle. If we line that up in the middle of there. I need to peel the cap sheet off of this, because otherwise the top bit of wrap isn't going to stick. I've already done it. Yeah, I've already done it. Okay, scrap that. Done. Peel that off of there. Throw that in the bin down there. Stick that on there. I wonder if you could get like a mannequin from like Next or something and then put the head in there and then you can wrap it. You'd have to dress it up though, wouldn't you? Otherwise it'd look naked. Warm that up. Put that under there. Make sure that we've got enough. I suppose that is the highest point, so. Right. Let's go a little bit more actually. Again, as always, I'm sure there's other ways of wrapping helmets, but this is just the way that I do it. Might not be the right way, might not be the wrong way, but it is a way. There's that. And this is what I was saying earlier. Look, so this is how I did the first one. I didn't put that inlay in at the bottom. And now because that's hooked around there, that bit is really tight. Now we've got an inlay in there, we know we haven't got to worry about it. So we can find that down there, nice and easy. Do the same on the other side. Not going to stretch it too much because otherwise it's going to go white. So just a little bit on each side, and then we can take that off of there. Take that off of there. Right, and now, how did I do it? Did I stick it on there last time? I can't remember. Stretching. I think we need to go, we need to get a bit more of a twist in it, I think. Just a little bit. Should have cut a little bit more material, shouldn't I? That's better. Yes, we've got wrinkles here, and we've got wrinkles down there. These ones will come out when you lift it up, like that. And then we can tuck that material in and under. And then these ones, they're going this, the wrinkles are going this way, which is good. If they were going the other way, we'd be in trouble. But we can literally pull that up till we get to our knifeless tape, which is there. And as soon as we heat it, you can see naturally, look, already going white. You cannot stretch orange very far. Right, there's our line. We can squeegee, get that down in there. Turn that round. Get that down in there. And do the other side. That's that like that. Yeah, boy. This is not a quick thing. Dun, dun, dun. Knifeless tape. Done, done, done. That bit's good. That bit's good. I say we are good to go with the pulling of the string. There we go. Right. Yeah. In the bin. There we go. Right. Make sure you get both of the strings out. Don't leave one underneath there. In the bin. Done. Done. We pull that bit off. That's why we put our inlay in. And then we can heat that. That's what we don't want to see. We don't want to see too much of that. See how the wrinkles go the other way? I think we'll get away with it. It'll be fine. Not too much tension. There's a little bit, but not a lot. Second layer. Done. Nice and even as well. So we can see that it comes in at the bottom of each crease. Right, so the next bit we're going to do is from the front, and it's going to go all the way round. So you will have a tiny joint here, but unfortunately you can't do it without putting a joint in it somewhere. Coffee, I need coffee. So we've had coffee. Right, so, hang on a minute. I know what I did wrong last time. So, contradiction, changing my mind. I'm changing what I said earlier in the video. Scrap that, rewind. So I said we're going to follow the lines of the helmet to disguise the joints. When I did the first one, I followed this line here, like that. So I had 1 bit, 2 bit, 3 bit. When I got to this bit, there was a hell of a lot of stretch in the helmet. I am going to do it slightly different. I'm going to raise it up a little bit more. This bit's quite tricky because you need to get the line. Oh my God, it's moving around. I reckon I should work at Rolls-Royce and do the fine line stuff that they do. Oh, that's pretty good, John. Who's John? Oh, is it in the same place? Hang on a minute. That's a fraction lower. Put that back in there, fold that in there, like that. Safekeeping for later on. This one's got a wobbly line, we need to put it a bit tighter. There we go. Right, that's quite a good even line. Done one of these before, haven't we? Knifeless tape on the next bit, down here. Down and down. Do 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 do. Back, done. Follow the line. Following the line all the way down. He's left it. It's just me and you. He's left the camera. Right, 2 pieces of knifeless tape. That's on there, that's on there. I don't think there's any areas. There is one little area. I'm going to prime just in here, because again, that's quite a sharp angle. Doing that. Same on the other side. In there. I think the rest of it is pretty good. Got to put a joint at the front. It's cutting the material. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that. And go in the scrap box. So we need to measure the material. I'm going to cut that bit off as well because that bit's too short. You're going to ask me what I had for lunch yesterday?
Go on then.
I had some Haribo.
And a Peroni.
And a Peroni! Yes, there's some in the fridge. The fridge is jumping with ceramic coats. Right, so we need to start at the front. Need to roll it that way, and then back to the front-ish. About there. And then how deep do we need it? Here we go, it's happening. Something good is about to happen here. I think we do the same technique again. Gonna fold it so we know where the middle is. There we go. Gonna peel it. Peeling an orange in the middle, give or take. Stick that on there. Why am I heating it? Adhesion. This was supposed to be done in an hour. Oh my God, I've just melted it. Nearly. Don't worry. Smells hot. Putting up the rear. And this is not going to be easy. Stretching. Don't worry about those wrinkles because they are above our knifeless tape. Happy, happy. We do need to worry about those wrinkles though. Bit more heat. then I reckon one more stretch. That way, there we go, all the way around. We don't want to put too much stretch in that bit. I've got wrinkles. Not too much, because this is where the joint is going to be. And then we can let it relax at the end, like that. Hopefully these come out. Yeah. That will all feed into there nicely, because we've stretched it this way. That's where I put my tiny little bit of primer in there. And our knifeless tape is there. We just need to do that bit there, I think. Oh man, what happened to that? It looks a lot worse than it is. It's all under control. The corner works best. See, I told you it looked worse than it was. Where am I going with this? That way. That's a big bubble. It's all right, it's coming out. There we go, right. That's that bit top done. So we just need to stretch. I could probably relief cut. That bit. Why don't I do that on the other side? Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Right, that's that done. That's that done. Okay. Right, so we need to do our joint here. Now we've got to centre it. Can't have a wonky joint. It's stuck to me, get off. Let's cut this off. Can continue to go around there, like so. Now we can cut down the other side of the joint. We can cut all the excess off that we don't need anymore. Knifeless is in here somewhere. There we go. Right, so that's that bit off. If we heat that, you can see no fingers, because all the tension is going the right way. So we can push that in there, push that in there. It may not have looked like it was going particularly well earlier. All that material was a bit of a mess. Next bit, knifeless. Pull that bit out around there. We need to cut. It's like stuck to the glove. Right, let's warm that up. Right, we can feed that in around there. And then you want to feed. Basically, the thing is with a helmet is take it apart completely before you even attempt to wrap it. That's my opinion, but it becomes a lot easier to tuck all the material in. Push them under there. Because there's a big seal and stuff that go in here, so you won't see the white. Same on this side. Oh, that was close. Maybe I'll do that bit again. Nearly trimmed in the wrong place. I don't enjoy doing these. They move around a bit too much for my liking. Okay, top bit. Same again, apart from we're going to go that way this time. Do you want to put the camera on a tripod? because it's definitely going to be easier with 2 people and a bigger bit of material. So you want a big bit of material, much bigger than the bit that you're doing, because we want to stretch, basically. So, cameraman, help is on the way there. Help is on the way. That is like one of the best films of all time. Right, hold it up, heat it up, and literally we're going to stretch it straight over the top. Go, straight down. It's not too bad.
It's hard, Nick, 'cause it's like a bowl.
We'll find out when we trim it and then we heat it before we squeegee it down how good it is. Right, I suppose the only saving grace bit is we can put a relief cut in the front of it in a minute, where the visor is. A helmet wrapped in the worst colour possible. If we do that, we lift that back up a bit, and then we can pull the tension round the front of the helmet. There is tension everywhere. We're not worried about this bit because there's a big thing that goes in there. That'll all get cut out. I'm burning my trousers. Like so. And then we can cut that. Now I need to stretch that back round there. Knifeless tape. Right, let's see how much tension's in this. Not as much as I thought. So there is tension, but I think, again, it's not an obscene amount. And tuck that under that seal. Let's warm that up a little bit. And again, I'm not saying that there isn't tension in there, but I'm hoping that the seal, we can tuck it behind it and that do its job. I'm not trimming all the holes out of it. My brother can do that when he goes to fit it back up. It was white, it's now orange. One wrapped powerboat helmet. You look like a floating buoy if you fall out the boat now.
Buoy?
Buoy, that's what they call it, isn't it? It's not a boy, that's a small child.
Buoy?
Is it a boy or a buoy? I don't know. You know, the things in the middle of the sea that you nearly hit when you're on a jet ski. Okay, and the winner for the front end template competition is, what's it called?
4 paws go outdoors.
4 paws go outdoors. So we're dog lovers here. Ryan picked the name out. That's the one that we've gone for. So congratulations. Yeah, we'll be in touch. No, we won't, because I don't know your email. So drop us an email and yeah, we'll get you booked in and we'll go from there. There we go. Wrapped, 1 helmet. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, remember to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one.